So here we are in New York, Friday.
The Hampton Inn. It's decent. Mostly able to sleep.
And we went to see a show called the Gazillion Bubble Show. And it was crazy. There were so many bubbles.
Yes,
it
there
was crazy.
She
She actually put fog inside of bubbles.
What would happen with it?
It would turn white.
One time nobody was wanting to volunteer. I'm like, me, please pick me. She picked me. I got to go into a bubble.
Did you notice that every time she put the bubble over your head, the little girl popped it?
Yeah. And then after the bubble show,
We walked over to Times Square. What did you think of Times Square at night?
Glowy and lighted up. Very, 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 very. I saw the ball.
The balls and the year changes.
well, afterwards, we went to a really fun place. Might know what it is. Let's play Jeopardy! Wait, is that Jeopardy? Something like that. It was created in some mirror. It comes in many different colors. It's a candy. It's round and looks like this.
What is a num num M&M?
A nom nom M&M. It was cool and it smelled like chocolate.
We got bags to fill M&Ms in a half a pound. That's really not that much. If you think it's a lot, it's not really that much, trust me.
There was this machine where you would stand and it would scan you and see what color M&M you are. And then you could go find your color and get some of your color. Mine was dark pink and then Ender's was brown.
And then that was our day.
So yesterday was Saturday. We woke up and we went right over to Times Square where we did a Times Square Broadway tour. On it, we visited a lot of the different theaters, got a lot of Broadway history, including we got a tour of the
Amsterdam Theater. We went to the New Amsterdam Theater. The Amsterdam Theater.
New Amsterdam.
Who cares?
The Amsterdam
Hey, Mom.
Now it's the
Amsterdam Theater.
Amsterdam Theater.
Amsterdam. We went to a theater called the New Amsterdam Theater, and we took a tour backstage and on stage for the show Aladdin that we were going to see the same day. During the tour, you got to see some of the costumes of some of the shows that were done there.
We had lunch at Pret a Manger and then we went on the ride.
It's kind of like a theater, but in a bus. There's these two people who are like supposed to be like narrating the whole thing, and they were hilarious.
We encountered some random people. A UPS guy was like breakdancing. Jackie came out of the bus and was like, I want to join in. My favorite one was the ballerina dancers.
And as the bus went around Columbus Circle, there were two dancers that were both ballet dancing around as the bus went around the circle. It was pretty nice. After the ride, we went back to the room, we rested, we went and got some amazing Indian food.
I tried my first lamb, and it's really, 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 real good.
Right.
It was real. It was good. It's real good. Thank you for me. We went to a show called Aladdin at the New Amsterdam Theater.
This morning we woke up.
And then we went to the Rockefeller Center and did a tour. We went and through the arts in the buildings.
Everything in the buildings was in a very Art Deco style.
My favorite part of the tour was like the Rockefeller Cafe and like the flag surrounding it. And there was actually like a statue that was actually bronze, but they covered it in golden leaf. After the tour, we went to the top of the rock, to the 67th floor of the Rockefeller Center. We loved it. The view was so good that you could see the bridge that connected to New Jersey, and you could see New Jersey. Not like the whole New Jersey, just like where it started. So after the tour, we visited a church called the St. Patrick's Cathedral, and it was big. That church is the biggest church I've ever seen. After we visited the cathedral, we went to a place called John's Pizza. It was an Italian place.
Was the pizza good?
Yes, it was really good.
Was it really, really good?
Not the best.
After pizza, we went over to Anastasia the musical.
The costume designs were crazy good. It had a really good story.
And now we're back at the room where we're going to bed after we have dinner, and tomorrow it's the Statue of Liberty. Monday morning we had to get up super early because we had to take the subway over to Battery Park. We met up with our tour group to jump on the ferry to go over to the
Statue of Liberty. When we got on the island, we went inside and it showed the old torch that used to be there. And inside the museum, they had tiny little parts of her. One part was her face, the real size, and our tour guide told us to go into the museum so we could pick our nose.
Did you pick her nose?
No, I don't think it would be sanitary. No.
After the museum, we went upstairs and then we reached the pedestal of the statue. When we were on the pedestal, we had a great view of the skyline of New York. And then I looked up and like, that's the statue. That's really the statue? Yeah, that's really the statue.
After we visited the Statue of Liberty, we took the ferry boat over to Ellis Island to see where all the immigrants made their way to America to try to become American citizens.
And then we went outside, right in front of a great climbing tree.
We then took the ferry boat back over to New York City, some great views on the way back, followed by a stop at the Francis Tavern and Museum.
Inside Francis Tavern, there was a long room where George Washington had said farewell to the important people that had fought on his side in the Revolutionary War before he went to Mount Vernon.
But he wasn't there for too long because they soon called him back to be
President of the United States.
which happened a few blocks away at the courthouse that we walked by later. At the Francis Museum, they had a bunch of things about the Revolutionary War and even some things about early American spies.
So there was a bunch of spy messages, and we had to go through them.
On the way back, Alanna and me decided to get some ice cream. We walked over to
Holy cream!
Holy Cream.
Holy cream! And it was like, pick a donut, slice it, put ice cream in it, get the top, ice it, decorate it, and put it on top. Voila. And it was really good.
We were all really tired. We ended up just ordering a dinner in at
Empanada Mama.
Empanada Mama.
That's like the weirdest thing. Empanada Mama.
What was that?
Empanada Mama.
We passed out and woke up this morning, which is Tuesday, and took the subway over to the 9/11 Memorial.
Yes.
After looking around the memorial, we went to the Oculus, which is this beautiful roof on the structure of a mall.
It looked like a double skeleton. It was pretty cool.
After having a quick lunch at Italy, we went to the One World Observatory. This was at the top of the Freedom Tower.
Yeah, it was a really, really great view. I thought it was really, 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 really times a million good
I think it's the tallest building
in the Western Hemisphere.
And then later tonight, after we have dinner, we're going to see,
Frozen, the musical.
yeah.
Frozen is a musical. What am I thinking?
Yesterday was Wednesday. We took the subway over to the Museum of Natural History, where we started out looking at a lot of different types of bones, ancient bones, and even ancient dinosaur bones, including
The Titanosaurus is the largest dinosaur ever to be discovered. This dinosaur was 122 feet long.
there was some skeletons of some giant sloths there.
We also saw some woolly mammoths.
A lot of them were the real skeletons. We went to an exhibit they had there called the Undiscovered Oceans.
Both me and Alanna's favorite was a kinetic sandbox.
We went to an exhibit all about the senses. There were all different optical illusions, and then we saw a show in the Hayden Planetarium. It was inside that gigantic ball. That evening, we went and got tacos for dinner, and then went to see Kinky Boots. We really enjoyed all the songs from the musical, and then we came back here and went to bed. This morning, we got up, had breakfast, and headed over to the New York Transit Museum, where we learned all about the subway.
At the end of the Transit Museum, there was a bunch of retired subway cars, and we got to go in them all.
But you really enjoyed doing a dance through the subway cars. Then we went to the pharmacy restaurant and soda fountain, where we had some delicious food. We had some grilled cheese sandwiches, some soup, and then finally,
We had delicious sundaes. In the back of the shop, there was like old-time phones, and Daddy taught us how to use it, but they didn't work.
We then took a pit stop at Brooklyn Bridge Park to take in the view. We tried to do headstands there, failed, and then decided to take a nap instead. Lastly, we went to the Tenement Museum, which gave us a tour through this time capsule-like building so we could see what it was like to live in the early 1900s in New York City. And now we're back at the room,
Yeah.
and tonight we're gonna go see The Play That Goes Wrong.
The play that goes wrong.
On the last day, we took a carriage ride through Central Park. Saw all the sights there, including the Bethesda Fountain. And after that, we took a plane ride home. Okay.
At the end of...
Yeah. Sorry. Go.
You done?
I'm done here.
You finished? You sure? You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Okay, shush. I'm talking.
Okay.
Why are you staring at me? Why?
Go.
Okay. At the end of the
No, really, go ahead. Go
You
ahead.
sure?
That's fine, go ahead. Go ahead, just...
I don't trust you. Okay. At the end. What is wrong with you? What is wrong?
Okay, for real. Be very super serious.
At the end of the
For real. I won't bug you this time.
Yes, sure. I farted while you were talking. It's Chewbacca. Ah!
We took the subway to Battery Park, where we met up. We took the where we met up with our tour. Shush you.
Put that in the outtakes. Put it in the outtakes.
Because I was talking about Benedict.
No.
Go ahead. You can say it. Go ahead.
If you don't stop it, I'm gonna pitchfork you in the heart of the rocks. Yeah!
Beware Benedict. Beware Arnold. Beware Arnold. Beware Arnold.
Yeah! So we.
You're the devil.
Stop it!